Hello my fine gardening friends, how are you? Long time no see. Welcome to a lovely late winter's day here in beautiful Nova Scotia. I say late winter, it's around the 20th of February I think, but winter can go on quite a long time easily into April here in Nova Scotia. We've got a bit of snow on the ground, some snow last night, just a few centimetres, but a beautiful blue sky day. It's about -5, something like that. But in the greenhouse, it's definitely not -5. In fact, these, where are we? These bottles of water that I normally use, like, you know, when it gets a little bit cooler, and I use to sort of heat up and keep the surrounding areas where I've got plants a little bit warm. These have been frozen for the last couple of months, but with the longer days and the sun shining down, making this greenhouse nice and warm, they've defrosted. So, and also, this bed here has been rock hard for the last few months as well again. Now, I can get the old trowel in there. So I'm thinking, even though I'm not really going to be sowing that many seeds yet, so still a bit early I think, other than I'm actually going to try some peppers today, get some peppers in there. But I thought I might sow, not in here, but in trays, some early season lettuce and rocket, or arugula, as you say over here in North America, and a few of the cooler season, spring season green lettuce type plants, so that if I sow them in some trays, germinate them in the house, and then now it's starting to warm up in the greenhouse, especially in the daytime, a bit of protection, I can grow some early season greens in here quite happily. And I'll do a little bit of prep on this bed as well to show you what I do, just, you know, to warm things up in here. And I'm going to do a bit of an experiment on that one. I mean, I have grown this is my second winter now with this greenhouse, or I built it last winter, and this is a sort of the first full spring I've had with this bed. The bed over there, I built that one first, and I had quite a lot of stuff in there. Well, actually, I had quite a lot of stuff in here. But anyway, the point being, I'm going to do a couple of different things that I didn't do last year in this bed to see how that works out. But I thought, you know, sun shining, spring is tantalisingly close. Why not sow a few seeds? Nothing too much yet, like I said, a bit early for most things, but peppers and chilies need a long season, so I'm going to give them a dabble and get some early season greens in. So why don't we have a look to see what I'm going to sow and how I'm going to do it. So it's actually rather warm in this greenhouse now, so I had to take my jacket off, but that's no bad thing. So I thought, you know, once we've sowed the seeds, they're going to go inside, as you can see, in a nice warm spot in the room with my fire, and they'll germinate. And for the next few weeks, I'll keep them indoors once they've germinated. They go in the next room where I've got a nice south-facing window, and they will do fine there as they are. And then quite quickly, especially, you know, the lettuce, etc., I can move that in here. But when I plant this bed up, even, you know, into sort of April time, we can have snow on the ground, cold temperatures, etc. So I still want to give my lettuce, etc. So I still want to give my lettuce, etc. some nice, you know, good warm conditions. You know, everybody says, oh yeah, lettuce, they, you know, cool weather plants, they don't mind a bit of cold. Well, they don't mind a bit of cold, but nothing particularly likes growing in the cold. So a nice bit of warmth on the lettuce and the rocket, etc., and the spinach, they'll grow away nicely. But I want to set this bed up for them, so I want to be planting into a nice warm bed, and then when I plant them up, I want them to have nice warm conditions. So I was going to build a great big cover, like a greenhouse within a greenhouse, a cold frame essentially. but I can't be bothered with all that. And one of the reasons I started this channel was to sort of pass on things, shortcuts, etc., that I've come up with, or I think might be, other people might be interested in, and so that we don't have to spend loads of money. Hence a greenhouse half made of pallets and borrowed glass, etc., and all that sort of stuff. But so back to here. First up, I want to warm these. Like I said, it's thawed out, and the nice sunny days are warming it up. So, but I want to keep the bed nice and warm all the time now. And if I put this black cloth down, this is that weed cloth. If I put that down, across the bed and leave it there, in the daytime now, it's going to black, absorbs the heat, so it's going to absorb extra heat and warm the beds up nicely over the next couple of weeks before I plant them up. And then obviously at night time, it's going to provide another layer of insulation for them to not lose their heat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a few lengths of that up on here, and then that will stay for the next few weeks, keeping the a bit of a quilt for the bed, keeping them nice and warm. So that'll be good. So that is that. And then also, when the plant the plants up again, like I said, I was going to build a cloche cold frame type thing. Well, instead of that, I have these old plastic water bottles. Unfortunately, we're on a well, and there's a bit of it's not cyanide. I can't remember exactly what horrible mineral type thing that we have in the well that makes it not really particularly good idea to drink the water here. So we more than not have to use water bottles. But instead of chucking them away or send them back, I like to reuse as much as is possible. And like you can see around there, I use the water bottles filled with water and that provides a bit of heat, because obviously the bottles absorb heat through the water, and that provides a little bit of warmth at night for my seedlings in the springtime now, later on when I plant them up. But these ones here, I've cut this off. This is a bit dirty. I'm going to clean these up, cut a few more, and I'm just going to make some individual little greenhouses. So each of the plants, I'm not going to grow stacks and stacks here at the moment, but it will provide a little bit of protection, just that little bit of extra protection for the plants before it warms up properly at night. What do you reckon? I think that's a good idea. It's actually worked for me nicely with spinach outside, so I think it's going to definitely work inside. So a bit of black cover here, warm the soil up, and then once the actual seedlings get going and I get them in here, that will provide them with a nice bit of extra heat, bit of protection. Jobs are good, I think. Okay, well, this is all very exciting, isn't it? First seeds of the year. Very, very excited. Well, hopefully you can see that, can't you? Right, what are we going to do? I'm going to do some lettuce first. Like I said, the lettuce is for in here. So, and this will do nicely. Nice warm days in here now, and give them a bit of protection at night, and they'll flourish in this early season, and I'll start getting a crop around April time, I think, early April, my first ones. So what am I going to grow? Well, I've got some salad bowl here. Oh, of course, right. So I'm using my patented pallet seed trays. There's a video up there if you're interested in making them. Great use of old pallets, and obviously trying to use less plastic as much as is possible. I have, as my sowing medium, beautiful sieved leaf mould, as you can see there. Look at that. Lovely stuff. Really good for sowing seeds in. Again, we're trying to get away from any peat-based products. trying to be, you know, good to the environment, etc. So I'm using leaf mould, sieved, and like I said, really good sowing medium. There's not that much nutrients in it, which is great for seeds because they don't actually need much nutrients to get themselves going. They've got all their startup nutrients in there, and for the first few weeks, this is great stuff. And all I've done, I've pre-watered this, so it's nice and damp now, and I've tamped it all down. So I've got like a nice firm surface. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a couple of little drills just to sort of know where I'm going, really. So I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4 different sets of lettuce I can put in here. So like I said, I've got salad bowl red and green. This is actually just about the first time I've sown this. So, oh blimey, that was a bit much. I don't need to sow loads because all I'm doing is sowing it for in there. Well, actually, now I've thought about it, I might use this, fill this up with some stuff and do some of the old microgreens routine. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But, so I've just got me, and I'm just going to follow the line. Don't want to sow it too thickly. Just get a couple more in there. That's actually quite a lot as it is. There was a good 20 odd seeds gone in there, so, you know, you think that you need loads of seeds, but you don't. So that was salad bowl. So I've got me marker. Salad bowl. Red and green. First one of the year. This is exciting actually. This has been a long winter, or it's felt like a long winter, and really not being able to do anything, any of the sort of things I normally like to do, making some sort of seed trays. It's just been too cold and horrible. So this is a real yes, really looking forward to the spring and summer ahead. Lots of projects on the go in the garden this year, which I'll be coming to, which I'll be showing you when the actual snow goes a bit. Right, so here we've got rocket. Call it arugula here in North America. I know I keep going on about that, but don't want to confuse everyone. I haven't actually ordered any seeds yet. I'm probably going to be too late, aren't I? And these are very small, as you can see. So that's obviously too many in my hand again, although I do like rocket, so I might plant a little bit of extra of that. You know, just follow the drill line. And when I cover these with the compost or the leaf mould, it's only literally going to be covering just to block out the light, nothing much. So that's that. Right, what else am I going to do? And I'll get on with it and you don't have to see all of this. So I'm going to spinach, nice bit of spinach, can't beat a bit of spinach. And the other one I'm going to sow is, oh, I like this one. If I've got any left in here, which I haven't. Yes, I have. This gourmet blend always does a nice, who's it from? Burpee. Gourmet blends. Always a nice few different lettuce types in there. I like that one. So let me get on with sowing the rest of these and I'll be right back. So these spinach, obviously a nice bigger seed here. So I can much better individually plant these in the drills. And I've just got these a few centimetres apart. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's get around 10 at the end. So I've got 10 in there. and that'll do, easily do inside. In fact, probably again, too much. But in a couple of weeks' time, I'll do another sowing of all of this lot here, and that'll and I'll be thinking again now to be putting them outside where I may use a cold frame out there. But like I said, these ones are just for indoors. Okay, so that is all of them planted up. I've got some salad bowl, rocket, spinach, gourmet mix, and I've just pressed my finger in lightly across the top just to make sure all of the seeds that I've sown have good contact with the soil. That's the important thing now. And like I said, the soil, I already watered the soil beforehand. So all I'm going to do now is just sprinkle a little bit of more leaf mould that again already watered, because I don't want to water them again, especially from the top here now, because you end up splashing the seeds all over the place. So it's already nice and moistened now. So I've just given it a light dusting. I am actually genuinely excited. I haven't been this excited for a spring since last year. Because this is where the optimistic gardener bits comes on, isn't it? Every year, every spring, we start the year with like a handful of seeds or a few cuttings, and we're praying and with a bit of optimism that and hoping that our seeds are going to turn into some beautiful flower or a big fat juicy tomato. And you need that optimism when it's cold and snowy outside here to sort of imagine that few months time when those beautiful flowers and the beautiful veg come along. So the optimistic gardener I am indeed today, and very excited. So look, I've put these on now, and all I'm going to do is just get my little tamper. I'm just going to firm the topsoil down to make it nice and firm here. So again, the seeds have got a good bit of contact with the soil. And then I'm going to put these in my lounge downstairs. It's nice and warm in there, and then when they germinate, I'm going to take them out of there, put them on the nice south-facing windows that I've got there. Or, depending what the weather's like, I might actually just bring them out here, because like I said, it's nice and warm now. Excuse the light on this video, but I thought I'd show you where I actually germinate most of my seeds. We're downstairs in what's called our family room, but we've got a fire, big wood burner in the corner, and it gets really warm in here. So no one very often spends much time in here. It's too hot in the winter time. But this is actually a north-facing windowsill, so it doesn't really matter. The point is, it's nice and warm in here, and these will germinate. Some of these lettuce sometimes will germinate within a week. So these will germinate in the next couple of weeks, and then once they've just got themselves going, I'll move them to the south-facing bay window I've got, or into the greenhouse. But they just need a little bit of warmth. They don't need all this fancy lights and all that malarkey. Once they've germinated, you want to put them in a good light place. But to get them germinated, just somewhere nice and warm, like here. Keep the compost nice and damp, and jobs are good. Now, right, quickly, what I'm going to do is, so I don't, if you ain't got a lot of space for a lot of veg, etc. This time of year, you might live in a flat. How about a little bit of sort of microgreens action? This is a bit frozen, most of this, but let's see if I can get some soil out of here. Right, so I've got this nice bit of soil in here. So why don't I just get, excuse me, a bit messy today. Not used to it, am I? Get some more lettuce and do a bit of broadcasting. So I've got this Grand Rapids, and I'm just going to chuck these in. Generally broadcast them all over, and they can be quite densely sown. So there's that one. I'm not going to do spinach. That's Grand Rapids again. So a bit more of this gourmet blend. And this last one, what was this last one? Salad bowl red and green. Now, I could put this in the windowsill of my kitchen, and on nice warm days, once it's germinated that is, so I'm going to germinate it as usual, but once they're germinated, I can put this south facing windowsill, and then outside on a nice, you know, as the days start to warm up now, and these will grow, you know, to about that high, and then when I want some, I'll just chop a few off, chop a bit off, give it a bit of a mow, and then it'll grow up again, and for, you know, a good 6 weeks or so, I can use this to give me some nice little greens that I can throw into a salad or whatever, and I don't need much room. So again, I'm just going to put that in there like that, and there we go. Don't even have to mark this one up, do I? It's a bowl of lettuce. Actually, I want to put some arugula. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, anyway, the point is, it's a beautiful day. Spring is nearly here. I've got some nice early spring greens ready to germinate, ready to go in my sort of inside greenhouse bed. We've done some microgreens here that we can put on the windowsill, stick outside when it on a warmer day once they've germinated. Peppers I'll do next, but spring is on the way. I'm feeling genuinely optimistic, and job is definitely a good one.